Yours with you, it's on page 138. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Shamor v'zachor v'diburecha tishmiyanu el am yuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad T'shem tiferet l'itila Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Itoruri v'firsito ruri kiva orei umi ori shida peri kivod Adonai alayich igla lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Last verse. Boi b'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'tzahola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah. B'nei Shabbat v'kabbalah.
Thank you. And now that we've welcomed the Shabbat bride, we'll continue with the Baruch Hu, the call to prayer on page 146. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed.
We'll continue on page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Continue with Ahavat Olam on page 150.
Tovat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu lemadita. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu bishachvenu uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki him chayenu v'yorech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. V'yahavarcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. I'm not hearing.
We continue on page 152 and 153 with the Shema. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Continue the Via Hafta.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachpecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeruhu va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiyot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Together in English, you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God, Adonai Elohechem Emeth. Now we continue with the singing of Mi Chamocha, the song the Israelites sang when they crossed the Red Sea to freedom from Pharaoh's grip, which happens to be in this week's Torah portion on page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, אוקיי הים לפני משה ומרים, ואלי ענו ויאמרו, ואלי ענו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
And this week in particular, we say, praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Now we continue with the Hashkivenu on page 160. And the Hashkivenu is the prayer talking about how God spreads a shelter of peace over all of us. And this evening, we not only think about how much we need a shelter of peace spread over all of us, but also a shelter of warmth and just a shelter. So we continue with Hashkivenu.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim. Ushmor Tzeteinu Uvoeinu L'chaim U'Shalom Me'ata v'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Shomrenu L'chaim.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Now we'll continue with the singing of Vishamru. I think we just lost Ben. Oh, no, there you are. Oh, you just moved. Vishamru, page 162.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Bini uvin, b'nei Yisrael, ohoti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai, Asa Adonai, et Hashamayim, ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael, et Hashabbat, la'asot et Hashabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Now I continue with the next section of the service, the Tefillah, which you may find on page 164.
Anananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tifta, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
Page 166, we continue with the Avot.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר, ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Page 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומקיים, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. Page 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with Shalom Rav, a song for peace on page 178.
Coming right up. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon bechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon bechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov be'enecha livarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam, tasim leolam.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Now we continue with the Misha Beirach Get Well prayer on page 371. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. This evening we think of Brenda Chaffetz, Jason Mazer, Judy Wasserman. And at this time, if there are names of anybody else you'd like us to keep in our hearts and our minds, we prepare to recite the Misha Beirach prayer. You may say their names aloud. You can unmute yourself or say it in your heart. Michael Nussbaum.
Dave Gogan.
Okay, anybody else?
Meg Silver.
Okay. Anyone
Roger
else?
Bell.
Okay. Anyone else? We also think of everybody who's suffering in Ukraine and suffering, people who are homeless who are suffering from this horrible cold weather. We think of the migrants who are homeless and all those who are homeless and those who are suffering from all sorts of diseases. And with that, we say, may the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send all of them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Mi shebeirach avotinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And let us say, Amen.
And in addition to thinking about those who need our support and sending our prayers for their recovery, we also think about everything that we're grateful for, and all the blessings that God has given us. And as I said before, in this week's Torah portion, there's the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea to freedom. And so we think about just our ancestors' ability to find freedom from enslavement, and we think of all of those who are finding freedom from enslavement at this moment. And if anybody else has anything that they would like to say that they're grateful for, or any blessings that they want to tell us about, this is the time to do it. I'm going to start by saying that I'm blessed. This is going to sound silly, but I'm going to say I am grateful for doors, because doors allow me to lock my dog upstairs in my bedroom. So if we didn't have doors, I would not be as calm and collected as I am right now.
You want to mention also you're grateful for Rocky, or just the door?
Yeah, I'm grateful for Rocky as well as the door. Rand, we can barely hear you, by the way. I'm also grateful. Today is February 5th, so in 5 months my mother will be 100.
Oh my goodness.
So, Mom, you're 4 months short. You're on mute. You want to say something, unmute, if you can figure out how to do that. Never mind. Somebody else say something. I'll just try to figure it out. Who else is grateful for something?
I could think that I'm grateful for the Zoom technology that we knew nothing about a few years ago, because if it seems like it's not a good idea to have in-person services, we can shift very easily and still have a nice service and see our friends.
Right. And by the way, I'm grateful that Dahlia has joined us for the beginning of the service. She always adds a lot to the service.
And I was going to say I'm grateful for Dahlia, and I'm sorry if you can't hear me. I don't know what else.
It's a little bit better now. Ellen, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for also technology, so I could get daily pictures of my new grandson.
Do you have any pictures to show us?
Yeah. Here's one of wait.
She
Emma holding Sam.
Sam or Ben?
Ben.
Yeah, we can't see too well, but that we get the idea.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, you're grateful for your new grandson.
Yeah, that, I get to see pictures even though they're so far away.
Excellent. Anybody else have anything that they're grateful for?
I'm grateful for many of the friendships that we have had over the years, and especially even more so this past year, many of which are with people from the temple here, and especially during this time when we've gotten so much support for them as Meg is going through this strange malady, which I'm also grateful for the fact that she's starting to experience a little less of the double vision.
Good.
So we're
That's
hoping
great.
that she might be on the mend.
So the new medicine's helping, maybe?
It's hard to say that yet because she's only had one administration of it. She just gets it once a week, actually. But it's possible, although she even noticed something like this, I think, even before she started, but hopefully it will help. And it's nice that she's getting off that old medication, which is prednisone, which is doing wonders for her sleeping cycle and everything. So she's tapering off that.
Right, and by the way, I'm grateful to Ben. We spent a lot of time on Zoom this afternoon trying different ways of him playing and singing that would sound closest to being in person. So he's actually on his phone now instead of on the computer, and that's I think the quality is much better. So thank you, Ben, for taking the time to try to figure that out.
And I'm grateful to you for working with me on that.
And it's nice to see Lou here. I haven't seen him here. This is like his first time, I think, on Zoom. So welcome, Lou.
Hey, Lou.
All right. So for all those reasons and more, we say sing the Shehechianu, thanking God for enabling us to reach this special moment.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom again. And I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about Tu Bishvat, because we're supposed to be at the temple right now having a Tu Bishvat Seder, but it's just a tad too cold to get there. So I figured we're gonna have the Tu Bishvat Seder in 2 weeks, but I figured I would just give you a little bit of background about it so that when we do have it, we'll be a little bit more knowledgeable about it. So this will be a Q&A. If you know the answer, just let me know. Does anybody know what Tu Bishvat means in English? Anybody can just jump in.
A festival of the trees.
Well, right. So it's actually the New Year of the trees. That's right. But the word Tu Bishvat, Tu is the Hebrew letters, the Tet and the Vav are the two letters which stand for 15. So Tu Bishvat actually means the 15th day of the Hebrew month of Shvat. And does anybody know why it's the New Year for the trees, or what's significant about this point in time? Why we celebrate Tu Bishvat today as opposed to any other, like May or September or anything?
Because this is the time of the seasons that are getting warmer in Israel, and the spring is coming to them.
That is correct. And actually, according to ancient traditions, it's the beginning of spring. And for some reason, every single year when we celebrate Tu Bishvat, it's like the coldest, snowiest, like worst, most un-Tu Bishvat-like day of the year. But it's literally supposed to be the day when the trees wake up, and which means that they start absorbing water up into their roots. And so which causes the fruit trees to start to bud. So it's actually the budding of the almond trees. And I think isn't there a song about the almond trees?
Yes, there is, called Hashkedia, which actually means almond tree, right?
Yeah. So it's when the almond trees in particular start budding, and so it symbolizes the beginning of spring. And there are actually 4 different layers to Tu Bishvat. First of all, the ancient agricultural layer, because it was the time when the vegetation came to life. So farmers used it as kind of like the time when they would have a tax on their farms every year. And so it was, so in nature, it's the ancient time of the starting of a new season of growing and a new season of taxation on agriculture. And then the second level is in the 15th century, the Kabbalists turned it into a Seder, an actual Seder, because they started to try to associate all kinds of mystical things with fruit and trees and all of that. And so our Tu Bishvat Seder is based on the 15th century Kabbalists. And that's when we have like the different types, they ascribed different characteristics that we should glean some knowledge from, with different types of fruits or reflections of what type of people we should be. And then, does anybody remember what the 3 types of fruit are that we're supposed to eat on Tu Bishvat?
Hard shell.
Right, one that has a hard shell. And what's another one?
With a
One with pit.
A pit.
One with a pit, and then the third type. The third type is the type of fruit that we can eat all of. So we there are all kinds of ways that the Kabbalists interpreted that, like the hard shell. We have to think of the ways in which we present a hard shell to the world, and are very standoffish or distance ourselves from other people and don't let other people in. And then the pit, like having like a pit in our stomach and something which might be bothering us within, and just being able to let go of our inner frustrations. And then the fruit we can eat all of, like the ways in which we can just give all of ourselves to the Torah, to the Jewish people, to life. So there's a lot more to it than that, but those are just kind of like examples of the 3 different types of ways that the Kabbalists would interpret nature. And then the third level is Zionism. When Zionism came along, Tu Bishvat was associated with the land of Israel. And so we would focus on the types of fruit which are mentioned in the Torah, which remind us of the land of Israel. So that's the third level. And then the fourth level is the most recent level about climate change and how we need to take care of nature. It's kind of going full circle back to what it was originally, but this is like the climate action Jewish holiday when we think about everything that we need to do to help the environment. So those are the 4 levels, and so this is one of my favorite holidays because it reminds us of me of the beauty of trees, and to just focus on every tree outside my window, of which there are many, and the importance of trees and the importance of not cutting down trees, which happens so much around us, and how much trees give the earth life, and how much our world is in danger the fewer the trees that there are. And I always think about my neighbors pressuring me to cut down like beautiful trees which were near their property line, and how I look at this one beautiful tree every time I walk by it and think that I saved this tree from destruction, and just the life force within every tree and with every living being. So all of those are ways in which we celebrate on Tu Bishvat. So it's quite a lot for us to think about. And Ben, did you want to sing a Tu Bishvat? They've got another Tu Bishvat song for us.
Sure. Speaking of trees and all the nice things you said about them, it leads me to think of this song called Eitz Yafeh, which is the tree is pretty or beautiful. And it's a fairly short song, kind of lyrical song. If anybody knows it, you can sing along with me. Eitz Yafeh, a tree is pretty as it grows, green and tall. It's nechmad, a tree is pleasant, giving cool shade to all. It's kadosh, a tree is holy, that's why a seed is like a prayer, branching out in all directions, showing God is everywhere, showing God is everywhere.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And of course, when we think of what we're grateful for, this Tu Bishvat is the holiday when we show our gratitude to God for nature and the beautiful world that we live in and how we're stewards of that world. Thank you. And so we'll continue now with the Elena on page 586.
All right. Imagine it now that we are opening the ark. Turn that page. Aleinu lishabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula liyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu b'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu ichol hamonam, va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Why don't we continue with the Ne'emar Bayom Hahu, page 591.
591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. אחד ושמו אחד. אחד ושמו אחד.
Thank you. And now we're going to continue with the introduction to the Kaddish on page 599. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We'll call those whose yahrzeits or anniversary of whose deaths occur this week: Sandra Brooks, Ernest Karp, Isidore Cohen, Sandra Julian Holmes, Abraham Lookner, Val Major, Claire Rosenbaum, Gilbert Schneider. And we add to their names the name of Phoebe Cranish, who died during this past month. And if there are names of others you'd like us to keep in our hearts and our minds, we prepare to recite the Kaddish. And you may unmute and say their names aloud or just in your hearts. Yeah, we think of those who died in Ukraine this past week, and we think of those who died of COVID and other diseases, and those who have died because of all conflicts around the world. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We rise in body or spirit to recite the Kaddish prayer on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutev yamlich malchutei, v'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ose shalom b'mromav huya ase shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us, to our country, to all Israel, to Ukraine and all the world, as we say together. Amen. And now, anybody have any announcements that they would like to share? Fran, looks like you probably have an announcement to
Oh.
share.
Well, I announced it last week, but I can announce it again. We're excited that we're going to be able to bring back the coffee house. We haven't had it since the pandemic, and it'll be on Saturday night, March 25th. Ben and Sheldon are working on the musician part of the evening, and it's going to be a lovely night. So March 25th, please mark your calendar.
And did you just put something in the mail?
No, I didn't, because I have to do them all over.
Oh,
I'm working on the Purim bag mailing, but after just about all was sealed and labels and stamps, I found an error and a significant one inside one of the sheets. So tonight tomorrow opening everything up and redoing, but it'll be in tomorrow or Monday's mail. And it'll be the usual about the Purim bags and donating in the honor of your staff, and thanking staff or other members or volunteers or the whole temple family. So look for that. Yes. Got it. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody want to talk about what's coming up at the temple in the next couple of weeks?
We
All
have,
right. Oh,
you
go
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay.
You go ahead. Sure.
All right, so next Friday night we're having, I think, our third or fourth ever Scout Shabbat. And at last count, I understand we have 33 scouts coming to the temple for Scout Shabbat and a lot of their parents. So the place will be hopping next Friday night. and we've got a couple of Girl Scouts helping to lead the service, and some kids are going to be talking about role models, their personal role models for how of people who have shown them how to be helpful, better people in the world. And there's gonna be like a little craft after the service, and there's gonna be lots and lots of Girl Scout cookies at the Oneg Shabbat. So if you're a fan of Girl Scout cookies, the temple's the place to be next Friday night. And then the week after that, we're going to have our rescheduled Tu Bishvat Seder. And I see that the Kasanovs are on here. I'm not sure which Kasanovs are here, but Jacob's gonna, Jacob, is that you? So Jacob's gonna be starting his bar mitzvah lessons in the next few weeks because his bar mitzvah is next fall. So we're looking forward to that. He's our temple shofar blower. And oh, there you are. But I don't see Jacob. The proud parents, we have to set up our bar mitzvah family meeting. But congratulations to you on Jacob starting his lessons.
Jacob's here in spirit. Thank you.
Okay. Nice to see you guys. And is there anything else happening?
Just want to remind you, everybody, that the Tu Bishvat Seder in 2 weeks will be also a family service led by the cutest class at Temple, the Aleph class. And so that should be very, very enjoyable, and they're going to do a great job.
Yep, and Purim is coming up also March 5th, Sunday, March 5th, and we're gonna have a special pre-Purim service on March 3rd. And we're still a little bit trying to figure out what that is, but I think we figured out that it's gonna be a BYOB oneg. So everybody's got to bring their own bottle of something to the oneg, because on Purim you're supposed to drink until you don't know the difference between Mordechai and Haman. and Ellen has already started making
Started
home
making
concoctions for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
Ellen
have
is-
that, whatever you drink.
yeah. So to cut the booze.
Booze. We'll just have lots of sugar.
Yeah, we'll have to have Homentashen from homemade Homentashen from Ellen. So I think that's pretty much everything. So this Sunday, in case anybody wants to join me, I'm actually going to the Episcopal Church in Bedford this Sunday, St. Paul's, to talk about the Book of Esther. So that should be interesting. And on March 2nd, I'm going to be having a Zoom meeting, and I actually wanted to ask your opinion about that. I'm going to be having a Zoom meeting with members of the temple in Lowell. The Lowell temple is closing, and I'm trying to get them to join our temple. So I'm having like a little program with them. And if anybody has any suggestions about what they think might be a nice little program, a little learning and a get to know you kind of session, shoot me some ideas.
What day is it again? What day and time?
I think it's Thursday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. It'll be on Zoom.
Oh, it's on Zoom.
Yeah, so any of our members can join us for that. I was thinking maybe like a current events thing. I know one rabbi does something called Jews in the News. But I'm open to suggestions, what you think might be a nice way for us to kind of learn a little something together and mostly get to know each other a little bit, because that could be really, really good for our community. Anyway, well, lots to think about. And Ben, why don't you continue with the Kiddush? Anybody here have a Kiddush cup they can hold up? Okay, so then what? Maybe just sing the Kiddush. Page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafin. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho b'yahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ihu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ivanu vacharta, yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, yahava uvratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Chaim.
L'chaim. Real or symbolic? Anybody have a challah they can hold up? Ellen? Okay, Ben, you want to do the motzi?
Sure. Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'te'avon, enjoy your challah. And the closing song,
I think we should sing a contemporary version of Al Shlosha Dvarim on
Hey,
three
Warm.
things. The world stands. You'll find it in your prayer book somewhere on page 648. I'm not sure, but I think most of you know it. And it goes like this. The sound may be a little different. My phone, the charge just about ran out, and I'm coming at you through my laptop again, which sometimes the jar gets feedback, so we'll try to avoid that.
oh yeah, I wonder why I was wondering why you left and came back in.
It was not voluntarily.
Okay.
Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid, Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid, Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid. Al HaTorah, Yal Avodah, Yal Gemilut Chasadim. Al HaTorah, Yal Avodah, Yal Gemilut Chasadim. Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid, Al Shlosha Divarim. Al Shlosha Divarim, Ha'olam Omeid, Al Shlosha Divarim.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Everybody can unmute and say whatever. Amy, great to see you.